Hello friends, welcome to a GATE classes organized by a TK faculties. My name is Dr. Saurabh Sahu, and after completion of my MTech and PhD from NIT Jaipur, I am serving as assistant professor in JEC Jabalpur, and I have over 5+ years of experience. Okay, so basically, I will be covering the problem solving sessions in the network analysis course. So basically, before we start a problem solving session, first let me introduce you about our subject network analysis. So in this particular subject, as the name itself implies, we have a term over here, which is a analysis. So first question arises, analysis of what? Okay, over here, we are working on a circuit, which is generally composed of RLC, voltage source and current source. So we are working on a circuit which is mostly composed of these particular elements. Okay, so in the analysis segments, as the name itself implies, we have some circuit over here, and in that particular circuit, we provide some input, and based on the circuit, we get some output over here. Okay, so over here, we are going to look into a circuit. Okay, so now the question arises, why does this particular thing comes over here? So network and circuit both are interconnected terms. So if we talk about a circuit and network both are the interconnection of element. Interconnection of elements. So if both have the same meaning, what is the difference lies in between? So basically in circuit, we have a elements connected in some specific fashion and the current flow towards all the elements. Okay, so now you can see the circuit is having a interconnection of elements and current flows through all the elements present in a circuit. Elements present in a circuit. Okay, however, if we talk about a network, there is no such compulsion over here. Okay, it is just a interconnection of number of elements. So network is the interconnection of element in a broader sense. But if we talk about here is a circuit. Okay, so when we provide some input to that particular circuit, it generates an output, and that is what we called as a analysis. Okay, so now as I have already told you, in this particular circuit, we deal with a component which are RLC, voltage source and current source. Okay, so now we have two types of components available over here. Okay, one is a passive elements or a passive components, and next one is a active components or elements. Okay, so if we talk about a RLC, so this implies resistor, inductor and capacitor. So these three elements are basically a passive elements. So why we call them as a passive elements? Because it absorbs the power, or it dissipates a power, or it generally wastes the power, or convert a power. Okay, or it stores a power. So these all are the characteristics involved with these particular elements. Okay, and in all these characteristics, as you can see, there is always a power which is going uh, inside these particular elements. Okay, so if I want to represent these particular element, I can represent in this particular fashion. Okay, so now we have a element which is representing over here in such a way. Okay, so now we have a potential drop across the element, and over here you can see in this particular branch we have a current representation, and the current is now going towards the element. Okay, current is going towards the element. It shows it is absorbing a power. Okay, it is dissipating a power. Okay, so this element is nothing but acting as a passive component. Okay. Likewise, if I talk about the active elements, so the characteristics involved with active elements are basically they delivers a power, or they give out the power, or energize the circuit. Okay. So both the three meanings are similar. Okay. It means we have some component over here, and in that particular component, if we have representation which is something like this, so we have a current which is flown out from this particular component. Okay, so these all are the, so such elements are called as active elements basically, because they all are delivering a power. Okay, so now if I talk about the passive component, so basically passive component acts as a sink. Okay, or if I talk about a power absorbed condition corresponding to the passive elements, so they are generally positive, and definitely the power absorbed is positive. So the delivered power, if we have found in a numerical, we get a negative value. Okay. Likewise, if I talk about the active components, so these are acting as a source. Okay. So again, if I talk about a power absorbed condition or a power delivered condition, so we have a reverse of sign over here. Okay, it is quite easy to understand why the sign is different over here, because we are talking about a component which is delivering a power. So this is nothing but a represented with a positive sign, but the absorbed power is represented with a negative sign. Okay, so you have to keep these particular things in your mind when you solve a numerical. Okay, we will look into the specific numerical. So now, as you can see over here, we have a component over here. Okay, and in that particular component, if the power comes out, we call those particular component as a passive, and if the current goes out, we call it as a active component. So if I interchange the sign of a potential, okay, then definitely the sign of current would also get changed. Okay, now if I want to simplify those particular thing, or if we want to solve a numerical, we must have a simpler configuration corresponding to that. So basically, as you can see, this is nothing but a VI characteristics we are talking about. Okay, so in terms of VI characteristics, how we represent VI characteristics, how we represent passive and active components graphically. Passive and active components graphically. Okay, so as we all know, in graphics we have four quadrants over here. Okay, so this is a first quad, this is over here is a second quad, this is a third quad, and this one over here is a fourth quad. Okay, so now as you can see, this represent the potential positive V, this is a minus V, this is a plus I. Don't confuse with this particular symbol, this is nothing but a 1 2, and this one is a minus I over here. Okay, so now as you can see over here, in the previous case, as I have told, that we have a component which is represented over here with a potential difference of plus V. Okay, so we know very well, when we have positive sign over here, we have a negative sign over here, we represent with a positive potential difference. Okay, so now you can see we have a positive potential difference because this is a positive V axis, and now we have considered over here, let us suppose the current comes out, comes towards this particular element. Okay, so now this is acting as what, a sink. Okay, similarly over here, you can see again we have a positive and negative. So again we have a positive V over here. Okay, and now the current direction is reverse over here. As we have already told you, when the current flows out of the elements, okay, so we call it as a source. Likewise, so this is the case with a positive V. Again, Suppose if I have over here minus and plus. So we have over here is what? The minus V condition, and in that particular condition also, suppose if the current comes inside the element, okay, from a negative terminal, okay, so we called it as a, since it is coming inside a this particular element from negative terminal, to definitely it comes out from a positive terminal, okay. So now it acts as what? A source. And in the fourth condition also, suppose if I have a negative and positive over here, and we have a current direction uh, which is reverse, okay, from the previous case. Now you can see we have a current which is going out from a negative terminal, so it is definitely comes inside from a positive terminal, so this is nothing but a sink, okay. So if we have some component or element, okay, and we draw up VI characteristics corresponding to those particular elements, and based on the characteristics which are lying on these particular quadrants, okay, we can specifically mention that whether those particular elements are acting as a sink or a source, okay. Now you can see we take into few examples over here, okay. Let us suppose this is a problem one, okay. So suppose if I have to find the VI, if I have given a static VI characteristics corresponding to a component, suppose the static VI characteristics of a particular element is given as this particular thing. Okay. Now the question is, then the component is, okay. So we have four options available over here, in which it is asking for a linear, active, bilateral, or linear, passive, bilateral, or C, non-linear, active, unilateral, and D is non-linear, passive, bilateral. Okay, so now we have this particular question present over here. Now one more thing over here is, we have two more terms introduced over here, okay, unilateral and bilateral, okay. So what does this particular mean? So if we take a look into a bilateral concept, okay, so suppose we have a VI characteristics which is represented like this. Suppose we have a some element and whose VI characteristics looks something like this, okay. So now you can see when we apply a positive potential, okay, it absorbs a power, okay, corresponding to a current I over here. Similarly, if I apply a minus V over here, it again reverse a direction of current over here. So now if I want to redraw this particular thing, you can see we have a this characteristics represented by a resistance over here, okay. So now if I provide a potential which is something like this, suppose this is a plus minus V, so we have a power which is we have a current which is going inside in this way. Similarly, if I reverse the polarity of a potential, now you can see we have a current which is going inside in something like this, okay. So now we have a plus V over here, and based on the polarity we have a negative V over here, okay, or based on the sign we assume corresponding to a graphical representation we have a minus V or minus I over here. So now you can see we have a bilateral characteristics over here, and the main thing corresponding to a bilateral characteristics is that the values available in a graph representing the two quadrants, which are 1 and 3, both are same. Okay, so let us suppose I am representing over here as a v1 and this is representing over here as a v2. So v1 symbol is equal to a v2 symbol. So these two particular graphical components must be equal to act to consider a element acting as a bilateral. Okay, or you can see the graphical value present in first quadrant or a third quadrant must be equal. Okay, similarly, if I talk about a unilateral component, let us suppose we have one diode over here, and we know diode only conducts when it is in forward bias condition. That means, okay, when we apply a more positive potential in a p side than a negative and then an n side, then it generally conducts. Okay, so if I draw a vi characteristic corresponding to diode, we know it something looks like this. Okay, so now you can see in this particular graph we have again our four quadrants. Okay, but now the values present in all the four quadrants are different. Okay, so we have a values in a first quadrant which is not equal to a second quadrant. Since over here also the current go inside of, okay, in this particular element, so it is represented over here in these two quadrants, which are nothing but representing a passive component or a sink. Okay, so now you can see the characteristics of unilateral, in which the graphical values in first and third quadrants are not equal. Okay, so whenever we have characteristics like this, we consider it as a unilateral, but whenever we have a characteristics in which first and third quadrant values are equal, we consider it as a bilateral. Okay, so now it is quite easy for us to uh, select a proper option over here. In this particular VI characteristics, as you can see, we have what a we have a values representing over here in first and third quadrant. Okay, so this is nothing but a sink. Okay, so we know very well this is a sink or a passive component. Okay, so one thing is very much clear that it represents a passive component. Okay, now the characteristic in first and third quadrant are same, so that means it is also representing a bilateral type of feature. Now we have two options available over here, which is B and D. Now B and D, in which the passive and bilateral components are same. Now we have to select the right one. So now you can see it is a non-linear behavior which is showing over here. Okay, so the correct option over here is D. Okay, which representing a non-linear passive and bilateral component. So I guess it is clear to all of you. Now we move to a next question. Okay, suppose in this particular question also we have given the static VI characteristics. VI characteristics is given, then the component could be okay. So again you can see okay, this is same. So we have given this particular VI characteristics over here. Okay, and then you have to select a proper option. So we have given what a first option is linear resistor. Next we have a linear transformer. Then C, we have a linear diode. And next we have what a linear battery. Okay, so we have given these particular 4 options over here. So now, as you can see, again, we take a reference to a 4-quadrant graph which we have studied for a passive and active components. So now, again, you can see now the graph is present in first and second quadrant, and we know first quadrant represents what? A sink. However, the second quadrant represents what? A source. Okay, so now we have one thing over here, whatever the element representing over here, whatever the characteristics of element over here, it is now acting as both a sink and source. Okay, for a specific time it is acting as a sink, and for the other values it is acting as a source. So now you can see also the characteristics is linear, so it is not bothering over here because all the options is having a linear. Now we have to find what does this characteristics represent, whether it is a resistor or a transformer or diode or a battery. So now you can see, we know that for a battery we have two particular conditions. It uh, it is arises when it is charging and when it is discharging. Okay, so when it is charging it acts as a sink. Okay, but when it discharges then it acts as a source. Okay, so now you can see this particular segment uh, works when we have a charging condition operate for a battery, but this particular curve arrives when the battery discharges and delivers a power. So now the suitable option for this particular question is nothing but this fourth one. Okay, so based on the characteristics you can easily find what could be the possible solution. Okay, now we have one more question. Again, in problem 3, the static VI characteristics is given. Of component is given. Now again you have to find what does this particular component implies of. So we have again what? Okay, so we have a 4 option again. We have a linear, passive, unilateral, again non-linear, passive, unilateral. Next we have a linear, active, bilateral, and D1 is what? Linear, non-linear, active, unilateral. Okay, so we have these 4 options available over here. Now we have to again observe a condition corresponding to these 4 options. So now you can see again we have now a graphical component which is present in what? A second and fourth quadrant. Okay, so first we have to identify whether this particular element is acting as a passive or a active component. Okay, so now since the characteristics in second and fourth, so this implies the component is nothing but a active component. Okay, so out of these 4 we have these 2 particular options which is showing what a active component. Now we have to look into a unilateral and bilateral. So you can see the values of a graph present in second quad and third quad is same. Okay, so now and we know very well when the graphical values are same, okay, in a subsequent in a consecutive quadrants, we call it as a bilateral. So this is nothing but a bilateral characteristic. Okay, so now you can see we have an active element and a bilateral characteristic. But now you can see over here, this particular characteristics is also representing what a non-linear behavior. Okay, so this particular characteristics is also representing a non-linear behavior. So if we take a look into a option, we do not have any option over here which is representing what a non-linear, active and bilateral. Okay, so you can see the correct option, if given, it should be this one, which is showing what a active, bilateral and non-linear over here. Okay,